Hey everyone, it's you once again, and I wanna welcome everyone back for another Jean-Claude Van Damme movie review. And today I'm going to review and give my thoughts on Black Eagle 1988, which actually is gonna be our rant on this forgettable, lame film. But yeah, so Black Eagle was directed by Eric Carson. I don't know who wrote it because I didn't wrote it down, don't care. But this movie was right after release after Van Damme did Bloodsport, so he was invited to do this film with Sho Kusugi, and they actually put on the cover of the VHS so that they could sold it in the market. They actually put Van Damme's face with his muscles and Sho Kusugi with knives so that they could sold the movie. Because that time Van Damme became a huge international star, and they decided to put those two on the cover because they thought the movie that people are gonna buy it. Whoever buy it was actually disappointed because this movie was really forgettable. It was boring. It was overlong. It was not in an excitement. There was barely any action in it. It was bad acting, really lousy script. The plot is almost the same as James Bond from Thunderball and his remake Never Say Never Again. It's the same plot, and basically Van Damme isn't in that much in the film. He's not even the star in this film. The star is also Sho Kusugi. And I see they wrote it on the poster, 1-on-1. What a kind of bullshit was that? It wasn't even 1-on-1. It was nothing but bullshit. This movie was god awful. It was just really terrible, forgettable, waste of time, stinker. Nothing but just a terrible stinker. It holds 3.9 on IMDb. Before it was like 3.8. And if you think when you see the cover of Sho Kusugi and the Jean-Claude Van Damme, you're not gonna see such a great action film. You're not gonna see even a good action film. It was just terrible. So basically the story is the same as Thunderball and Never Say Never Again. It's the same story. It's actually the same story over and over again. It's basically the same story. Not gonna see. It's the same story as James Bond, Thunderball, and Never Say Never Again. Russians KGB. They actually hold the call from radio frequency about an airplane who goes about an airplane who actually goes an airplane which actually gets blown down, and they found transmission, and that was actually in Malta in Mediterranean Sea, which was actually crashed down, and it holds a tracking device, and of course, almost as from for your eyes only, almost feels like a James Bond type flick, and and the Russians want those tracking devices, they want in their hands. And meantime, the CIA also hold the calls from this from the crashed plane, and they also want the tracking device. So meantime, this main villain, I think was Kralinko or something, the main villain, and his henchman, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, who plays Andre in this movie. I don't know what the fuck is his name, Andre, but yeah, his name's Andre, and they go to this Malta, and they now want those tracking devices, and they're looking under the sea for that plane. CIA calls Ken Tani, played by Sho Kusugi. His name is actually his code name is Black Eagle. So now we find out that Ken Tani is actually his code name is actually Black Eagle. So this movie is about him. It's about Sho Kusugi and not Van Damme. So that's a problem with this film. That's problem with this forgettable film. The story is just not about. It's not about. It's not about Van Damme at all. It's just not about Van Damme. The movie is not about Van Damme. It's actually codename Black Eagle, and that mainly is Black Eagle. That's Kentani, that CIA agent. They call him from, I think, from Afghanistan. I think they tried to do a Rambo film. They tried to do, I think they call him from Afghanistan, who also fights. I think he fights the Russians. And I think they tried to do like Rambo 3. They kind of tried to do a James Bond Rambo type in this film. And anyway, he gets pulled back. And they get his kids, both Kane, I think Kane and the other kid, so I think it was Shane. Both the kids, from the previous movies that they actually worked with Joe Kusugi, they actually start in this film, and they bring his kids to Mediterranean Sea. So they pull off Ken Tani because he's the best man. One of the CIA agents, gets killed because he was looking, just like James Bond. He was underwater. He was looking for that airplane. Got caught by Russians, and he grabbed a gun. And Van Damme kicks him. He goes, boom, punches him. And that's actually it. So I think they tried to do that. Van Damme, he came out and became a star. So I think that's what they tried to do, this film. But this is just forgettable movie, a piece of stinker movie. So I think that there's this woman, Patricia Parker, played by Doran Clark. She looks like Cynthia Gibb, with that lips. She's a babysitter to Shokusugi's sons. She's a babysitter. He's now on a mission to find that tracking device. He goes like a James Bond. He goes undersea. There's this ex-mercenary father. I guess I forgot to write him down. No, I didn't. Father Joseph Bedelia, Vladimir Skumarowski. He actually plays Shokusugi's partner, and I did like this guy played by I think was Vladimir Skumarowski, or was someone else. Anyway, this guy who played Father Joseph Bedelia, he actually was great. He was really good in it. He was great in the film. I like the guy. I like the guy, but mostly, the film is kind of forgettable. I mean, the plot's kind of there's barely any action sequence is in the film. I mean. Watch Revenge of the Ninja with Shokusugi. That movie was adrenaline badass film. Watch definitely one of my favorite movies that he did. Watch that film. Watch that film. Ninja 3 Domination. Love that movie. Or Pray for That. Pray for Vengeance. Watch that movie. Those two movies are actually much better. Excitement, more action. This movie has nothing. And Van Damme is here and there in the film. He he doesn't have any great lines. He barely talks in the film, and he's like mute most of the film. He falls in love with this woman. I think she's a captain or something, Natasha, and oh my god. And they're like in this hotel, finding them, and they try to kill him. Oh my god, they're like Van Damme, and Ken goes to this woman. And And Van Damme, the first fight, is in the dark. It's barely any fight scene, and of course Sho Kosugi with father escapes. With father escapes. The fight scenes are just god awful. So by end 1 hour 23 minutes. By the way, if you watch the weapons or the guns used in this movie, they're actually fake. This movie was like $3 million as a low budget. I wonder if this movie even made any money, because if you watch carefully, the guns that actually looks like toy pistols, or toy weapons. They're not even real. They're not even realistic. Watch Hard Bullet and you see realistic weapons. Watch Hard Target, you see realistic weapons. This movie had nothing. This movie really got nothing. It was just bad, awful. Oh my god. So by the end of so after 1 hour 23 minutes, I forgot to mention, it does exist it does exist this what's called it does exist this movie called I forgot. I completely get lost. What the fuck? Yeah, it's actually the running time is 1 hour 33 minutes, but now we're gonna get director's cut, which is 1 hour 44 minutes, which is way too long. It's just way too long. It just doesn't hold up. The movie is just way too long. It's just. And by 1 hour, I watched the director's cut. By 1 hour 23 minutes, they go Van Damme, Sho Kosugi goes to a fight, but it looks like that Van Damme is, Van Damme is going kicks Sho Kosugi's ass. He goes with an elbow in the back. But he doesn't he only uses one time split, but he doesn't go and uses his 360 kicks or flying kicks or roundhouse kicks or spin kicks, or doesn't do that much splits in this film. And I don't know why Sho Kosugi was running away by the second time, when they actually went to conclusion. And by the end, father grabs on the ship. They actually put the grenades on the ship, and father throws those bombs, And Van Damme and Sho Kosugi, they did fight each other, but it was choreographed by Sho Kosugi, but the fight scene sucked. Van Damme was not killed by Sho Kosugi. It was not even epic. It wasn't even great. Watch Hard Target, the fight scenes, or watch Universal Soldier, Cyborg, Kickboxer, Bloodsport. Those movies that Van Damme did. Watch the fight scenes, Lionheart. Those movies, or Time Cop. Watch those movies. That was actually an epic fight scene. This movie has nothing, And this girl, she calls Andre. He turns around. Sho Kosugi goes with his spin kick and kicks her in the face, And then Sho Kosugi runs away. I don't know why was he running away, but he runs away. And father shoots him in the leg. I love that shoots him in the leg. That doesn't kill him. But then Van Damme, he jumps in the water, tries to save the girl, but he gets killed by the boat's engine. He gets swept and killed by boat's engine. Why was Van Damme killed in this movie? Why was Van Damme killed? Why was Van Damme killed? Why was JCVD killed by boat engine? Why? Why, movie? Why did you do that? I really wish that this movie could have been better. I really do wish that it won't be so much a low budget. I wish that the story will be better. I wish the fight scenes will be more better. I wish that we saw a better fight scenes. That's what I wish. This movie was just boring. It was lame. It was just nothing happened for the first hour. Almost nothing happened. This kid gets kidnapped, and he goes and Shokusugi goes to save them. He tries to be Rambo, just like in Rambo 3. He tries to be Rambo, but doesn't work well. I mean, I would rather watch Rambo 3 than this movie ever again. So forgettable. I still think that that Universal Soldier, Day of Reckoning is worse than this movie. This movie was still entertaining, but it wasn't fun. It just wasn't that what I expected. It's actually forgettable film. It's just boring. It's just they try to do. They really wanted that this movie will be worked. They wanted that that it will be more sold on the VHS. So that's why they put Van Damme on it, because he became international star. They tried to make money with this movie. It was like for profit. It just didn't work. I just really don't recommend anyone to see this movie. I don't have it in my collection. That's one of the reasons why I avoided it. I'd rather watch those films that I do have. But yeah, it was just bad, awful acting. The story was almost the same time as James Bond type. The same story from James Bond's Thunderball. Like Shokusugi is underwater. He goes underwater. It's just the same story, And when they was trying to get out, trying to become a star, And he goes like, yeah. I mean, what the hell? It was laughable. Choreographed by Shokusugi, my ass. The second fight, when they goes, yeah. What, yeah, Van Damme? Oh my God. It was just embarrassing, It was just, Van Damme was just embarrassed, I don't think that he even speaks about this film because it was so bad, awful, I guess he needed a paycheck, so he take it, but it's just, oh my God, watch Kickboxer, which were choreographed by Jean-Claude Van Damme himself. Watch Kickboxer and you'll see. Watch Cyborg. Watch Bloodsport. Then watch this movie. And you'll see what I'm talking about. The fighting style isn't like Van Damme using, He only does one split, but that is it. Yes, Shokusugi is a great martial artist, And I love that he actually did a block. But where the fuck were actually the punches and the kicks? And I think that Van Damme would kill the Shokusugi, in my opinion, because Shokusugi was older than Van Damme. And Van Damme was younger and more faster. But we did not see that, after 1 hour, 23 minutes in the film, we did not see that. And I don't know why was Shokusugi like, showing him with the finger like me. And Van Damme's like all like bloody, he's like bloody and he jumps off, why? And by the finale, oh my God. Van Damme gets killed by an engine. Why? Why gets Van Damme killed by an engine? There's nothing excitement about this flick. There's nothing excitement, This movie came out the same year, was more exciting. For the stories of shared adventure. This movie came out the same year, was more exciting, Rambo 3 came out the same year, was more exciting. Bloodsport was more exciting. Missing in Action 3. Braddock, Missing in Action 3 came out the same year, was much better, more excitement. Hero in the Tower was much better movie and more excitement. What was About the Law with Steven Seagal was much better movie, more exciting. Red Heat with Schwarzenegger was much better movie and more exciting. This garbage, this piece of pile garbage, trash movie. So it's nothing but trash movie. I'm not buying it. I'm not giving a cent for this forgettable, boring, lame movie. What was more? Not only forgettable, but it's just terrible. Just waste of my space. This movie is just waste of my time. It's even not a time waste. It's a piece of garbage abomination movie. What was actually 1988? I can't remember the other movies that came out right now. But like I said, this movie came out in 1988, which Bloodsport was much better. Die Hard, this movie was much better, you know. Um, even even Rambo 3 was much better. It was an action-packed movie. This movie wasn't even action-packed. The action sequences were just you thought you see them, but they weren't there, you know. Just weren't there. In the plot, it makes no sense. They're looking for this tracking device, but I never saw the fucking tracking device through the whole movie. I don't see it, you know. And even Shokusugi doesn't barely he uses knife. You know, watch Universal Soldier Regeneration. Van Damme uses correctly knife and stabs motherfuckers. In this movie, Shokusugi doesn't do nothing. He only stabs one guy, but that's it. That I saw. You know, oh my god. Or like this woman, you know, she goes, this CIA woman, Patricia Parker, you know, when she gets kidnapped, she grabs a stick with a pipe. He's the guy with punches. He's already dead. She grabs a gun and shoots him. Why she shoots him? She shoots him and we don't see any blood. We don't see nothing, you know. She shoots with that pistol, you know how you call it, toy pistol. She shoots him with a toy pistol, not real pistol. No. You know, came out 1988. I can't believe that this movie came out 1988. It was so terrible, so bad. Probably the worst movie of 1988 ever, you know. I mean, I don't remember right now the action films that were actually made in 1988. But like I said, this movie, you know, Rambo 3, Red Heat, much better film. Braddock Missing in Action 3, that movie Hero and the Terror with Chuck Norris is much better film. Came out in 1988. What was more? About the Law with Steven Seagal, much better film. Bloodsport, way much better film in my opinion. Then I don't remember any action film from 1988. Sorry, I don't remember any action movie from. Oh, I remember one. Red Scorpion with Dolph Lundgren. That movie is much better. It came out in 1988, you know, right after the success of Rocky IV. That the Dolph Lundgren played Ivan Drago. He actually got the starring role in Red Scorpion. So that movie was actually much better with Joseph Zito. Red Scorpion. That movie is a badass, a much better film, my opinion. But this movie, Black Eagle, you know, his code is named Black Eagle. Still don't know why it's Black Eagle, but they actually talk more about Russian than about black people. They talks more about Russian because it's kind of weird, this movie. The fight scenes are like fake. They're not realistic. They're not real. They're not exciting. I mean, why was Shokusugi the most of the time running away from Van Damme? It's kind of embarrassing. Even for a martial arts expert, you know, yes, Shokusugi is a martial arts expert. He's a ninja. Why was he running away in this movie? He was running away from Van Damme. Van Damme hits him at least twice with an elbow in the back and he was running away. Why was he like not pulling punches? Why didn't he do something? You know. I think I'm not sure, but I think No Retreat, No Surrender 2, Raging Thunder, I think came out in 1988, but was much better executed, much better action. This movie was terrible executed, you know. Like Red Heat with Schwarzenegger, James Belushi was better movie. It was just much better movie, my opinion. This is just forgettable movie. It was just god awful, terrible movie. You know, it was just bad, awful movie. It was nothing exciting about the film. It was nothing about it. I mean, I really have not much to say about this film. It's just, like I mentioned before, it's forgettable. I don't remember almost anything about this film. The action, what action? There isn't any action scene in Black Eagle at all. All action in this movie. I mean, the fight scenes are bad, awful choreographed, and it's supposed to be choreographed with Shokusugi. They're bad, awful choreographed. The fight scenes, especially on the ending. Why when that woman was calling him Andre, and when they was like turning around and on a coward way, he got a blow by his leg, by Shokusugi's leg. That was cowardly, because he turned around and Shokusugi uses a blow in the head, which is a cowardly way. Those are actually cowards. They cowards do that. So yeah, it was a cowardly way. I mean, this is just really bad, awful. About the Law was much better action film than this movie. About the Law with Steven Seagal, his first movie, was much better movie than this garbage. Bloodsport was better. Red Heat was better. This movie was better. Rambo 3 was better. Braddock, Missing Action 3, Hero on the Terror, much better movie. Red Scorpion, miles way better movie. I would rather watch those movies from the year 1988 for action than this forgettable movie. Bloodsport, I would rather watch. I really don't remember if it's any movie from 1988 anymore. No, I don't remember any movie anymore. Sorry, but this was just really bad, awful. I mean, they actually put Van Damme's face and Shokusugi with knives so that this movie would be more sold on a black market. They knew this movie was bad. They knew it was terrible. Yeah, some people liked it. I will not. This is not in my top 10 or even my favorite Van Damme films. It's not my favorite Van Damme film. It's just not. I really don't have much to say anymore. Directed by Eric Carson, which he failed. It was terrible. I don't give a fuck who wrote the story. It was terrible acting. The fight sequences were embarrassing. They were not realistic. Even the punches were not realistic. The women were ugly in this movie, except Doran Clark. She was beautiful. She was one hot, sexy mama. But the other actress who played Van Damme's love interest was ugly. She wasn't even close beautiful. I mean, those two kids in this movie were annoying. I don't know why the fuck they were even in this fucking film. They were both annoying. The action, the excitement, there's nothing there. The action sequences are what they're actually executed god awful. They were just terrible. I don't have much to say. That's my rant, a movie review on Black Eagle 1988. I really don't know what to say about the film because it's forgettable. The plot is almost the same type as James Bond type. Like Shokusugi searching for this tracking device. Don't know even got it because I skipped most of the movie because it is so forgettable. It's just. This just a stinker. Should be released on direct-to-video. I don't know why this movie even gets released on Blu-ray. Doesn't even deserve to be on Blu-ray. No, I'm not buying this movie. I'm not paying a cent for this movie because I don't want it. If I want it, I'll download it for free, which I did, and put it on a CD if I want. But I'm not gonna do that. I don't want it. Fuck this movie. That's all I have to say. Anyway, that's RANT on Black Eagle, and I actually now completed my Van Damme collection. This is actually I did my thoughts on this movie, Black Eagle. my next video is gonna be my top 10 favorite Van Damme movies, and I'll discuss the movies that why I did not review and why I missed. So stay tuned for that video and more later. I'm out.